Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's training on sharing your immunization rates for Oregon schools and children's facilities. My name is Montse Coria. I use she, her pronouns, and I am part of the school immunization team at the Oregon Immunization Program. If you need this training in an alternate format, please send an email to oregon.imm@odhsoha.oregon.gov. Now we can go ahead and get started. So why do you need to share immunization rates? In 2015, the Senate passed Bill 895, which requires schools and childcare facilities to have their immunization and exemption rates available at their main offices, their websites, and for parents on paper or an electronic format. So this is part of the law. And who is required to share immunization rates? All schools and children's facilities in Oregon are subject to this requirement. So this includes both public and private schools. The only exception is for sites with 10 or less students. So for confidentiality precautions, sites that have less than 10 or less students do not need to share their immunization rates. And when do you need to share your rates? You are required to share your immunization rates twice a year, the first being 30 days after the start of the school year. For childcare sites that do not have a start and an end to their year, you're recommended to use the start date of your local school district. And the second time that you're required to share is 30 days after exclusion day. So the date of exclusion date changes every year, but it will always land on the third Wednesday in February. And your local public health department typically sends reminders on when to share your rates, but it's good to have these in the back of your head or written down just so that you are prepared. And what information needs to be shared. So sites are required to share both their school or childcare individual numbers and also their county's immunization rates. So where do you share your immunization rates? So there are 3 different spots that you are required to share when applicable. So the first is on your website or on your social media page, such as Facebook. But if you do not have a social media presence or an online presence at all, this is not, you are not subject to this. This doesn't apply to you. The second place is in your main office or anywhere where parents can access the information as soon as walking into your facility. So that can be in a main office or in a main hallway on a bulletin board or posted on the main door. All right, and then the third is you have to give parents a copy of the immunization rates in either a physical or an electronic copy. So this can be, again, either physical or in an email or a newsletter if you have one. All right, and how do you share your immunization rates? So you have 3 options. The first one is to share a screenshot of our pre-made data maps, which are online. The second is to use our pre-made templates and data to generate a graph using Microsoft Excel. And the third, if applicable, you can use your school computer system to run a percentage report, but not all computer systems have this functionality. Now I'm going to cover how to share your immunization rates using the first and second option. To do that, I'm going to go down here to the link, and that is going to open up our Sharing School Immunization Rates webpage. So this is going to cover the why, what, who, when, where, and the how to share your immunization rates. So we're going to scroll down here to the how, and you'll see that your 3 options are laid out again. So we're going to go to the first one, the data map. You're going to click this hyperlink, and it's going to open up our data maps. So you're going to open up either the K through 12 or the preschool, whichever one corresponds to your site. For now, I'm gonna click on the preschool childcare. So this is gonna open up a map of Oregon that shows all the children's facilities in the state. And this is all public information. So for the example, I'm going to show you how to use the search bar, which is the easiest way to do this. So I am going to search for a children's facility, but you would search for your own. So I am going to do, all right, so I'm going to do Springfield Learning Tree. So you're going to click on your site and you'll see that it pops up with all of your percentages. So this is the data that you are required to share for your individual site. So for your school or for your childcare. And then you'll see that you'll have to scroll down. So to take a screenshot, it will depend on what kind of device you're on. For me, it is hitting Control-Shift-S all at the same time to take a screenshot. So I would take a screenshot of this square, but I would also need to scroll to get the data that did not show on the first screenshot and take another one. So you would take as many as needed to get all of your data in there. And that is the first option for your individual data. I'm going to go back to the web page. This one right here. Now I am going to show you option number 2, which is making a graph using our templates. So we also have the written instructions for this option in a PDF format if you would prefer to follow written instructions. I am just going to go ahead and get started. I showed you a preschool example just previously using the data map. So now I am going to show you a K through 12 example. So I just need to scroll a little bit more, and here is K through 12. Step 1 is to open up the data spreadsheet. So this is going to be updated every year with the new data. So just going to click the K through 12 data, and that is going to open up your spreadsheet. This is a list of all of the schools K through 12 in Oregon and their immunization information. So now I am going to go back to the web page, and I also want to open the template. So you'll see K through 12 graph. That's the template. We have it in both English and Spanish, but since the process is exactly the same, I'm going to only show you the English. So I am going to click English. And it will again I will open up the Excel sheet. So now you are ready to start. So we are going to go to our list of sites, and this is where you need to find your own. So to do that, the easiest way is to do a search of the document. For me, that is hitting Control F at the same time. That's going to pop up this window, and this is where I search for my site. I am going to search for Beaverton High School. Type Beaverton High, and then I'm going to click Find All. And you'll see that it pops it up right here and then also on the screen down here. So I'm going to exit out of this, and I'm going to scroll to where I see Beaverton High School right here. Now what I want to do is highlight that entire row. So to do that, you need to click on the row number. So right here. You're going to click and it's going to highlight that entire row for you. Now you need to copy, which is a left click and copy. Now we're going to move over to our template right over here. And we're going to follow step 1, which is paste your data here. So you're going to click on that cell. You're going to left click again and hit paste. And you'll see that your data pasted over to the template. Now we're going to follow steps 2, which says click on graph your data below. So we're going to look below right over here. We're going to click, and you'll see that now you have a graph of your individual site's data. Now you're able to share this in whichever way you are choosing to. And so you would need to put it on your website and in a main public space, so like the main office, then also sharing it with parents. But as you remember, this is only part of the information you need to share. You also need to share your county's rates. So to do that, we are going back to our web page. So this same one, just a little higher up under the what to share, you'll see the county immunization numbers hyperlink. So you're gonna wanna click that. And from here, all you need to do is select your county. So you can click it anywhere on the map, or you can go down here to the list if that is easier for you. So I'm gonna click on Washington. And you'll see that this generates the maps in both English and Spanish. So these are ready to go and to be shared. So that was a tutorial on how to share your immunization rates for schools and children's facilities in Oregon. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for tuning in.